any prints or anything around that?
Yeah, that's what we're starting to look for.
Yeah, so just be
We
careful.
took pictures of him tied up and the bandana. The bandana was already out of his mouth, but he was still tied up with the belt.
Okay. Yeah, come around on the back side if you would. Looks like you got a. Is that us?
They removed it.
Is that our print?
Yeah, that's going to be nice.
Okay.
I got pictures, but he was legit hardcore tied up.
Brandon, what happened?
I have no clue. I was getting ready for work.
Just
after I dropped my son off on daycare.
What time was that?
About 7:50, 8 o'clock this morning.
You've been tied up all that time?
I'm not exactly sure.
Did they get you out of the truck? Where's your son?
He's in daycare.
Okay. So, were you in the car? How?
At my house.
They came into your house?
I was in my car at my house.
Okay. Did they drag you out of the car? What happened?
They showed up and they were asking me different questions, and I don't remember exactly what it was. And then they were saying, take a ride with us, and I was trying to tell them no. And then next thing I remember, I got hit with something. And then a little bit
hit in the
later,
head?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then a little bit later, I was in the back of a car. They were talking about something about where my dad is and a bunch of money. I'm sitting there trying to tell them that my dad's in prison.
Who were they? What did they look like?
One guy was like 50s, really long black hair and a braid.
White, black, Hispanic?
White with the tattoos on his arms.
Do you remember what the tattoos looked like?
One of them looked like a bear.
Which arm was it on? Do you remember?
This,
On his left arm? Like down here?
right about the wrist.
Oh, about here? Okay.
So, kind of
On the inside?
half of what my tattoo is.
Right here? And it looked like a bear?
Yeah.
Okay, do you remember what was on that arm?
This arm, it just looked like there was an arrow.
An arrow on his right arm?
Like
Okay.
a bow and arrow.
A bow and arrow? Okay. And was he white too?
Yes.
Had you ever seen them before?
I have not, but their voices were familiar.
Okay. Is there somebody that's mad at you? Is there anybody that you can think of that's upset with you right now?
Not in this state.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying, is that nobody would have been looking for you?
They over and over said they were looking for my dad,
Did they mention your dad's name? Do they know your dad?
Daniel Webster.
And they said his name?
Yeah.
And if they know him, then they know he's in prison, right?
I'm not sure. I know he's up in Mexico. He went to prison shortly after I moved out of New Mexico.
Okay. And so when you were in the back of the car, how'd you end up here?
I have no clue. I don't remember anything after they threw me out of the car.
They threw you out of the car here?
Yes.
Okay. And are they the ones that tied you up?
Yes.
Okay. And all they would tell you was that he's shaking, yeah. And all they would tell you is that they were looking for your dad. They wouldn't say anything else.
They said that my dad sent me a bunch of money and they were looking for it, but I honestly have no clue what they're talking about.
Okay.
I haven't seen my dad in over 2 years. He's been in prison for 2 years.
And you think they were both in their 50s?
Roughly about 50s.
Roughly in their 50s? Okay. And, but you'd never seen them before?
Never seen them.
What kind of car did they have?
I couldn't tell, but interior was all black.
The interior was black? And do you remember what color the outside was?
Like a dark green, almost black.
Dark green, but almost black.
Yes.
Okay.
Almost black. Really an older car.
Older?
It wasn't newer, but it wasn't really old.
Okay. So maybe this is 2021, so maybe 2004, 2005 old, or are you talking
Somewhere
90s?
around like early 2000s.
Early 2000s. I was going to say, you work at the tire factory. You're pretty close on your cars, I would think, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so early 2000s,
It's
dark
early
green, almost black car with black cloth interior.
2000s. Yes.
Okay. Did they hurt you any? Did they beat you up? They hit you in the head, you said.
It felt like a piece of wood.
That hit you in the head?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I turned around and told
Sorry,
them I
I'm
didn't know them and I didn't want to talk to them, so I tried to get back in the car.
Okay.
And then that's when I got hit and I fell to the ground.
So you were kind of standing up by your car talking to them?
Yeah.
Were you by your driver's door or? Okay. Are these people you've seen at anybody else's house that you were at?
No,
Any idea why they would think that you have money?
I have no clue.
Okay.
And I don't know them, but they know me. Well, they were calling me by my name.
They were calling you by your first name, by Brandon? Did they know your last name?
They didn't say anything.
Okay. And did they park at your house? Did they park across the street? Where were they parked? Do you remember?
Right in front of my house.
Okay, so were you in a driveway?
Yes, I was in my driveway.
Okay, so you're in the driveway and you're standing by the driver's door of your car when they approached you?
Can you say that one more time?
So you were in your driveway and you were standing outside the driver's door of your car when they approached you?
Yes.
Okay. And when you responded to them and said you didn't want to go, is that when they hit you in the head?
Yes, when I turned around to get back in my car. Because I was on my way to work.
Okay. Were they both standing there or just one?
Just one of them at first, and then the second one started coming up after I told them I didn't know what they were talking about.
Okay, so they were both standing there then when you got hit in the head. So you don't know, do you know which one hit you?
No, I don't.
Do you remember what they were wearing?
One was wearing like a black coat, like a pullover hoodie.
Okay.
And the other one was wearing like a plaid shirt, a button-up shirt.
And the one that was wearing the hoodie, is that the one you told me, the first one that you talked to, the one that looked like his, the long black hair and the braid, was wearing the black hoodie?
Yes.
And what did the other guy look like?
He had really short hair. It was blonde.
Like shaved when you say short, or do you mean like...
Somewhere a mix between his and mine.
Okay,
like
so a little bit
shorter on the
longer than
sides.
his?
Yes.
Okay, and short on the sides, like
Yes. And he was a heavier set dude.
Okay, when you say heavier set, did he look heavy? He was
Like, pardon my words, but fat,
okay.
obese.
Okay, so he was on the fat side, on the obese side. Okay, and the other one was thin. You said.
Yeah, skinnier than me.
Oh, really skinny. How tall do you think he was?
Taller than me.
How tall are you?
5'10", 5'11".
So you think he was 6 foot?
Roughly about 6 foot.
About 6 foot. And what about how tall do you think the other guy was? The heavy set guy?
About the same height as me.
About 5'10", or
Yes.
yeah, 5'10". Almost got my numbers mixed up. Okay.
Can you get him over to his journey?
Do you feel like you're hurt anywhere else?
No, it's just my head and my hands.
Okay, but your legs are okay? You don't feel any pain in your legs?
Where out on your head does it hurt? You know where they hit you?
Go ahead and
Is
get
that
in
right
touch
here?
with the on-call
Does
detective.
that hurt? Okay, so there's a little bump right there.
You guys see the last name?
Hey Brandon, what's your date of birth?
Bleeding. Does it hurt anywhere else?
No.
Okay.
September 26th. He didn't make it to work today, or did he?
No, he's saying that they've had him tied up all day and then kicked him out of the car over here. Any idea how long you've been sitting here, if you had to guess?
Couple hours, I'm not exactly sure.
A couple hours here? Okay. When they left, do you remember which way they went?
That way.
They drove out that way? Okay. Hey, guys, get some cones and block this off right here. And on the other side, he's saying that this pathway is the way the car left. So let's put some cones up and kind of make a perimeter on that.
Can we get him over to the gurney and get a set of vitals?
Absolutely. Are you okay to move, you think?
Yeah.
Okay. I know he's freezing. He's shaking, shivering.
What's up, man? Get your blanket on, you're cold. So he was found, he was tied up.
Yeah, his hands were tied and his feet were tied, and he had a bandana in his mouth.
Okay.
Do you know that my wallet, my phone, and my keys are still in my vehicle?
They're in your vehicle.
Yes.
Okay, and what kind of vehicle do you drive, sweetheart?
2003 Ford Explorer.
Okay.
Blue.
Okay.
It's in the front.
Would you like us to go pick those up for you so they're not in your car? What would you like us to do?
Yes, please.
Okay. And Tell me the numbers again. What was it?
33.
Behind your
You're
fingers.
about 4'2".
What's a good phone number for you, sweetheart? When you have your cell phone.
520-251.
Okay. And you've never seen these guys before?
No, I've never seen them.
Okay. And when their car came through, they dropped you right here and then continued out.
Yes.
And they went by the railroad tracks. Okay.
Was it a van?
So, Brandon, they
No,
they
it was
hit
a
you in the head
it was
with
a
something
dark
that knocked
green,
you
almost
out.
black car
And the last thing you remember today
with black
is
cloth
this
interior.
morning at 7.
You got all that written
I
down?
got that written down. I just didn't know it was.
You know what city this is right here?
My call started.
Coolidge, you know what day it is today of the week?
Right now. So he said we'll call it.
Okay.
And then you know who the president is?
Biden.
Where do you think you'll transport him to?
Probably Chandler Regional.
Chandler?
Yeah.
When his phone and his wallet and stuff are in his car, we're going to pick it up for him so it's not left in his car.
Okay.
If they put him in there under a code name, will somebody let us know what that name is
Yeah.
so we can get information,
Yeah. Yes.
please?
Yes, you will.
Would
Okay.
you guys be able to let me my grandma know?
Shanna?
Debbie?
Yeah.
Yep.
I know my wife's at work.
Yeah, I'll call Debbie. And you can't think of a reason that anybody would come looking for you. Like you don't owe anybody any money. You don't.
The only reason I would know is all this shit that my dad was doing up in New Mexico, and it's the reason why he's in prison. And I was involved in it, but not like involved in it.
So you think these guys would come from New Mexico to find you? Was it that bad of stuff? I mean,
my dad was like stealing cars.
okay, but I'm saying, and that's what I'm saying. Was it bad enough that you think they would come from up there to find you?
I think so, because they're looking for my uncle Dallin as well, who's actually on the run from the cops.
Okay,
And supposedly he's down here somewhere.
okay,
I haven't seen him in 2 years either.
okay. Do you remember them getting you out of the car anywhere else? Were you in that car the whole time, or did they stop somewhere else?
I don't remember stopping anywhere else.
You just remember riding around? You guys just rode around?
I remember we rode around for a little bit while they were asking me where my dad was, and then they stopped, and I don't remember anything after that.
Okay. Do you know, if I had to ask you, what time do you think it is right now?
12:30?
12:30 afternoon?
Yeah,
Okay.
somewhere around.
What would you say if I told you it's about 6?
Is it really?
Yeah. So that's why I'm asking. Did you guys ride around all day long? Because you're telling me you think it's only been 4 or 5 hours that you were with them.
I really have no clue.
Okay.
I only remember a couple hours.
Okay. And I'm going to ask you this. Take away the cup for just a second, okay? I'm just going to ask you this because we need to know. Have you done any drugs today or alcohol?
No, not today.
Nothing today. When was the last time you did drugs, sweetheart?
I smoked weed yesterday.
Okay. Is weed your drug of choice, or do you do anything else?
I don't do anything else.
Nothing else?
No.
Okay.
I smoke weed to control my anger management and my bipolar.
Okay. Okay. No problem with that. What about alcohol? Do you drink alcohol?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I have alcohol in my fridge from like a year ago.
Okay. So the only thing you had was yesterday, and that was weed.
Yes.
Okay.
And that was around 9 o'clock last night.
Okay.
Bump in the back.
Okay. Do you take medications?
No, I don't.
Okay. Nothing for your bipolar or anything like
No,
that?
I don't like my medications, so I don't take them.
Okay.
I haven't taken them in over a year.
Okay. All right. Can you think of anything that was said or any place that you went or that you saw that I haven't asked you that maybe you can tell me? Can you think of
They
any?
said that they were going up to Winslow, Arizona to find my uncle,
Okay, they think your uncle's in Winslow. And tell me your uncle's name again?
Dallin Webster.
Dallin Webster. Okay. All right. And they said they were going, when they left you here, they said they were going to Winslow?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And they
And-
said if I can't find my dad, they would find me again.
If they can't find your dad, they'll find you again.
Yes.
Okay. And where were they going to go look for your dad at?
I have no clue.
Okay. And does Dallin normally live up there in Winslow?
He usually lives in Globe, or Roosevelt, Arizona with my grandparents.
Kind of a distance between those two.
Yes, about a 2 hours or something.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
That's what I'm saying. There's quite a difference, so that's why I was wondering why they were going to go to Winslow.
Yeah, I know that my Uncle Dallin has several warrants out for his arrest, so he's always in a different town.
Okay.
The last time I heard from him was quite a few months ago.
Okay.
And last I know, he was staying with my grandparents in Globe.
In Globe.
Or
Roosevelt.
Yeah.
And do they live out by, when you say Roosevelt, are you talking about like a town, or are you talking about out by Roosevelt Lake?
They live right behind the resort.
Right behind the resort. Okay.
On
Okay.
Turkey Drive.
Okay. What's your grandparents' name, sweetheart?
Daniel Webster Sr. and Debbie Webster.
Oh, same name, huh?
Yeah, I have grandma.
Lots of Debbies. Okay. Do you know their number by heart?
No, I don't, but it's in my phone.
It's in your phone? Okay, well, we'll go by your house and pick up your stuff for you. So when you get done, you come back to the police department so that we can get your stuff to you, okay? And if you remember anything else, we'll find out at that time, okay?
Okay, I would be fine with you giving my stuff to my grandma as well, if that would be all right. If not,
To Debbie?
Yeah, if not, then it's fine if I go pick it up from the police department.
Because we're going to need to talk to you when you get done, okay?
I know.
And we're going to have to get Debbie or someone to go up and pick you up.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
sure, okay? All right. With COVID, they probably won't go inside, but they'll be there somewhere, right? All right, sweetheart.
I'll give you guys the names. What they said I'm under. Okay.
Appreciate you guys so much.
When you get back here, John, you do a full physical.
So where you said you just told her you're in the desert. Where was that?
I can't remember the name of the street, but it was like right behind the water tower.
Okay.
Over by that park, across the street from it, across from the train tracks.
On the east side of the tracks or the other side?
I was on the side closer to Main Street.
Okay. Do you have anybody in town that's what's up with you?
Not that I know of. I know that my Uncle Dallin is here and there every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes he's in town, sometimes he's not. Sometimes he's in different states, sometimes he's not. But he's been looking for my dad. He doesn't believe anybody when we tell him that my dad's in prison. Supposedly, from what my Uncle Dallin says, is him and my dad were supposed to be bearing a lot of money together. I don't really have much to do with my uncle anymore because he's on the run from the cops. He's got several warrants out for his arrest.
Your uncle and your dad are supposed to be bearing money somewhere?
Yeah, we were talking about that up in New Mexico when I was living there.
When did you last live there?
It's March 23rd, 2019.
So a year and a half ago.
Yes.
Or 2 years ago almost.
Yes.
That's when you moved back. And your uncle Dallin?
Yes. He supposedly he's staying in Roosevelt, Arizona, right behind the
Out of the lake?
yeah, right behind the resort with my grandparents. But I know that he's got warrants out for his arrest for several occasions, like different ones. He's got several in New Mexico, a couple in Colorado, and several down here.
What did the people that were driving in the car, did they say anything to you?
They were like sitting there, they were like, we know that he's lying. And I was just laying on the back seat and I wasn't saying anything to them. And they would look back at me every once in a while and ask me, where's your dad? And
Did they say they took where they were taking you?
no, they didn't, but they said they were on their way up to Winslow to find my uncle.
How long were you in the car with them?
I don't really know because at one point I felt like I fell asleep. And then we were sitting right where they threw me out of the car for a really long time. Just sitting there, they were talking and I was just sitting there. They were talking about, they wasted their time driving all the way down here. And I don't know, they didn't say from where. And then they opened the door and threw me out. And they were just staring down at me and they got in their car and left.
When you were in the car with them, were you able to move around, or what was going on with that?
Just a little bit.
How were you positioned?
My hands were behind my back, and I didn't have the bandana in my mouth at the time. I was just laying down with my back up against the seat.
Okay.
I worked Sunday, Wednesday this week, so I'm only back.
What do you carry with you in your wallet?
My driver's license, my social security card, my insurance, my debit card, and just pictures of me and my wife and my son.
You don't know where your debit card is, or your debit card or wallet is?
I do not.
You know where your phone is?
I do not.
What kind of phone do you have?
I don't remember the name of it, but it's in a black case.
What service do you have for your phone?
Straight Talk.
From Walmart?
Yes.
Is it active right now?
Yes, it is.
You have minutes and need people to call you? That you can call people and people will call you in 7 minutes?
Yeah.
What's the phone number to that?
25.
Have a good night. I'll see you next week.
Do you think they might have stole it?
I'm not sure.
I mean, where do you usually keep your phone when you're walking out?
In my pocket.
And you said you left it at home. Where did you leave it at your house?
I left it on my dresser.
Did you go in and get it?
Yes, I
And you
did.
came back out?
Yes.
You're getting in your car?
Yes.
What kind of car were you drive?
A 2003 Ford Explorer.
What color is it?
Blue and black. It's my wife's car. Well, my fiance's car.
What's her name?
Cheyenne.
Cheyenne.
Shyann.
What's her last name?
Nardi.
Nardi?
She used to be the crap, what is that?
I know some Cheyennes in town, so I was asking.
Cashier at Pita Patio.
Probably seen her down there because I go in there sometimes. But you were working down there, right?
Yes, I was for a while. I ended up leaving there to go work for Stinger.
Okay, and then now you're a tire? How long have you been at Tire Factory?
Since like December 12th.
Things are going okay over there?
Oh yeah, everything's doing pretty good there.
What do you do over there?
So Mondays and Tuesdays.
Mm-hmm.
Monday I go and I drive down to Hertz rental car place down by Sky Harbor. I
Okay.
pick up a bunch of used tires, and I pick up from a Mini Cooper dealership, a Honda dealership, and Sam's Club. And then I
Okay.
come back up here. And I
You
take
pick up
those-
from all those places?
Yeah.
So you go from like a rental car place and everything?
Yeah, and then I go back to Coolidge, go to the dump, and then dump those tires. Then I go to Scottsdale on
You dump
Tuesday.
the used tires or you get new tires? What do you do with those tires?
The used tires that we pick up, we grade them, so we keep the ones that we can use, and we
Oh.
throw off the ones that are bad.
Oh, okay.
That's how we sell our used tires.
Oh, right on.
And then Tuesday I go back up to Scottsdale and I pick up from Air Park Dodge 2 Firestones, and then I go to Casa Grande and pick up from Walmart and Pet Boys.
I wonder why they call it the tire factories. They deal in a lot of tires. They don't like recondition them or anything, do they?
They used to.
They don't do that no more?
No, they had that business opened up in Casa Grande, but then not Casa Grande, California. But his brother died, so they shut that part of the business down.
Oh. Okay, so you just kind of run around and pick up tires and stuff mostly.
Yeah, and then I get to work out in the shop the rest of the week.
You put the tires on and do that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
How your hands get so dark and stuff, messing with all the tires all the time?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Is it weird that this happened today to you?
Yeah, I had the feeling something like it would happen, because there's always people threatening me about it. But I just
Who
always,
threatens you about that kind of stuff?
like, my Uncle Dallin has threatened it, my dad has threatened it,
What's Dallin? Is it Dallin?
Dalin
What's his last name?
Webster.
He's a bad dude, and he stays with his grandparents in Roosevelt.
Well, he's not. What kind of? I mean, yeah, in a
He
cop.
does bad stuff. I mean, does bad
Yeah.
stuff, and I'm a bad dude to you. I mean, my family member does something bad. I still,
Yeah,
I get it.
there's times he's an ass. He
Mhm.
stole my first truck and wrecked it, like completely totaled
No,
it.
that's not good.
But he's a drug addict. He's an outlaw. He rides a motorcycle no matter what, all the time. He's one of those guys that his style.
Mm-hmm.
He's stuck in the 50s. Like he's a 50s kid. He's like 34 years old. He's got 2 kids, but he does a lot of stupid shit. He shoots heroin all the time.
Yes, she's got to the bathroom. I gave her a tray.
Did he ever drag you into that?
He tried to, but I told him
Okay.
no.
Try to drag you into
We
the
got in a
age
big
and all
fight
that?
about it. When I was living up there, him and my dad forced me by gunpoint to snort coke.
Wow. Your dad? When did your dad go in?
The end of March, I believe. It was like 2
So
weeks.
he just right before you left?
No, he got arrested right after I left.
Right after you left, he got busted.
Yes, right after I left. He got busted driving a truck from Aztec, New Mexico to Durango, Colorado with like 5 keys of coke.
No one, I just wanted to check in.
So you got you to do cocaine one time, or?
No, she hasn't got her yet.
That sucked. I didn't like it. I was up for like 3 days straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This isn't the doctor.
And then when I got back down here, I had a whole like mental breakdown, and that's why I ended up going to Banner Behavioral in Scottsdale.
Mm-hmm. I think I remember you one time where you needed some help with some stuff. I think I remember that.
Yeah.
You're over there, kind of by the giant over there. They're
Yeah.
talking with you. Was that then?
Yeah, that was.
Okay, let's make sure.
Yeah, I remember that day because that was a pretty bad day. Because they brought me up to Casper, and then I ended up making my mom break down and cry in the middle of the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Yeah, every time I talk to my dad, he's starting about how, like, he's gonna have his friends come and find me. All that.
You call your dad on the phone, or how do you communicate with him?
Every once in a while he calls me, and he hasn't lately because I told him to stop calling me because I didn't want to hear from him. He was a piece of shit. I didn't want anything to do with him, so he hasn't been talking to me anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But every once in a while I'd get a call, and I wouldn't know it was him until I answered it, and it would say, "This is a collect call from San Juan County Adult Detention Center," or, and then it would say his name.
Okay. You smoke cigarettes and stuff? Those yours?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I don't even think there's anything left in there.
I get you. Give me 1 second. Got people calling me, okay? Okay. Cool, thank you. Nope. So, walk me through again, like what happened this morning now? Like,
Okay, so he called me at about 7:30, right after I woke up, and he told me to stay home, and I asked him why, and he said, "Because we need to meet up later today." I said, "I have to go to work." He said, "Bring your son to daycare, stay home from work, and we'll meet up later today." And I said, "I can't, I gotta go to work." He goes, we have to talk about this shit between me and your dad." And I was like, "Okay, fine, whatever." And then I brought my son to daycare, and I sat at home, played video games, watched TV. And then at like 1:20, I started walking over to the water tower to meet up with him.
why'd you put your work shirt on there?
Oh, because I had it on from before he called me,
Okay.
and then I just never took it off.
Boots and everything?
Yeah. Because usually when I get dressed, I don't take my clothes off until the end of the day.
Okay. What does this guy's sick look like?
He's skinny, short, a little bit shorter than me, long black hair in a single braid, almost down to his ass.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's got tattoos up his arms and his neck and his chest and everywhere.
Do you know his real name?
I have no clue what his real name is.
And your uncle's name was Dalen?
Dallin
Dallin. His last name is
Webster.
Webster, and he's 40-something. 30-something.
36, I think. 34, 36.
Dallin Webster.
Yeah.
What does he look like?
He's got a goatee, sideburns that come down at an angle towards his cheekbones. He's got like no teeth. He always wears a flat billed hat. He always wears Chuck Taylors, like Converse, and usually a leather jacket.
Okay. Do you think they're actually going to come back next week?
I honestly have no clue. Because there's been times where my Uncle Dallin said he'd come see me, and then doesn't show up until like a week after what he said he was going to. So he's not really a reliable person.
Has he done stuff like this to you before?
Yes, he has.
When was that?
In New Mexico, he wanted to take my truck up to go pick someone up from Colorado, and I told him no. That was when he locked me in a bathroom and took my truck and left.
Where in New Mexico did you live?
Farmington?
Okay, I know where's Four Corners. I like Four Corners.
Yeah. Well,
Wow.
technically I lived in a little place called Flora Vista. But it was
Okay.
like right next to Farmington.
Okay. Who lived there?
Me, my dad, his girlfriend, and his girlfriend's 2 kids,
Okay.
including my Uncle Dallin. And then later on, we moved to a different house, and it was me, my Uncle Dallin, my dad, and then his second girlfriend.
Okay, one around a 69-year-old female, chief complaint of right ankle pain.
Did your wife go to work today?
Yes, she did. I brought her to work at 4 this morning.
And went back to bed?
Yes,
Did she drive, or
I drove her.
does she have her own car, or you guys
No, we just have the one car for right now.
kind of take turns using it, drop each
Yeah.
other off, stuff like that?
I'm putting a down deposit on another car next week, or when I get my taxes.
Okay.
Okay, blood pressure of 137 over 86, heart rate is 106, strong regular, respiration 16, skin's normal.
So how long did you spend there at the house, at David guy's house?
Maybe like an hour and a half, about 2 hours.
Can I pull up a map? Can you show me where it's at?
Yeah.
Yes, she does. Yes.
I guess the reception.
Yes, the front end, the third part, the heavy damage, no one
So there's Florence. You said over here by T&M?
Yeah, by T&M.
Also, okay, there's T&M, or A&M, sorry.
Okay, yeah, it's A&M. I forgot T&M is the one in Coolidge.
Yeah,
Right there.
that second end house right there, 335?
Yes.
That's what it looks like?
Yes.
Alright, wait a second. What's David's last name, you said?
I don't know his last name. I'm not sure. I mean, it is my family, but I do want it to stop. Not yet. If he shows back up again, then yeah. Because honestly, I have no clue where he's at right now. I don't know where he's going.
How does he know? Does he know where you live?
Yes, he does.
How does he know that?
He's been to my house several times. Before my mom moved out, he's been over there several times.
Within the last 2 years, or before 2 years? Because you said you hadn't seen him in 2 years.
Yes, but before 2 years. Before I moved to New Mexico, him and my dad would come visit and come over to the house.
Okay. I mean, he knows that you were living there, but is your grandma, was she living there too? Or I'm thinking, no, she lives over a different house.
Yes, my mom just moved out of 335 Kennedy. She brought the house right next to my grandma.
Mm-hmm.
Dallin does not know that my mom moved out of that house. He doesn't know that I'm still living there. He thinks I'm living by myself with my wife in a different house.
Okay.
So he doesn't know exactly what house I live in, but he does know I live in Coolidge.
Okay. I mean, do other people in your family know about Dallin and your dad and the schemes and the stuff that they do?
Yes, everyone does.
Your mom, your grandma, and everybody.
They don't know all of it, but they know the basics.
So if I told them, I asked them, gave them the gist, they would say that that's plausible.
Yes.
Okay. About your.
See, my brother knows everything, because I told him everything.
Your brother? You told your brother what happened today?
Oh no, I haven't told him about what happened today. But I told him everything that my uncle and my dad has done to me. And I think my brother's still working right now. I haven't talked to him in a couple days.
Okay. What's your mom's name?
Robin?
She have like brown hair and like brown glasses, or?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Cool.
A few weeks later.
Hey, is Brian here? Brandon, yeah.
Yeah, let me go grab him. Hold
All right,
on
thanks.
just a second. You want to come inside?
Yeah, we need to talk to him about some follow-up the other day.
He's coming, he'll be right up.
How you doing, Brandon? Get some shoes?
No, we don't.
We're going to the station.
I'm going to the station.
We gotta clear some stuff up, like you
Yeah,
said.
clear some stuff up. So right now you're going to be under arrest for false reporting.
Okay. Just put your hands behind your back. Or...
That's what I tell you. We know a lot, and if you want to help yourself, you need to be honest with us when we interview you. Because everything we know from the last few days.
We've been doing our homework, so.
Yeah.
You want me to grab some shoes inside, or you just want to go no shoes?
You want to just get some shoes?
No, it doesn't matter.
You want to tell your girlfriend?
Is your car unlocked? I'll pull the car up. Is it unlocked?
I can.
Leave it here, or honestly,
This phone is dead.
Well, he has your your number. And call, so. I don't know if you know what's going on, if you can confide in you, but we know there's a lot of things that the story does not make sense.
Okay.
And so, that's what we're getting for false reporting.
Okay.
So we're pretty positive he made the whole thing up. And and it's all on video.
Okay.
So.
Alright.
Alright, so but he's just a misdemeanor, so we'll let you know. I'll give him your call. We just need to go talk to him, clear some things up, and then we'll go from there. Alright, thanks.
Grab that black chair, move it over here. You can come. I'm sit right there.
We got some other stuff going on real big here quick. We want to just get this over with.
Yeah, so I gotta read you the rights and stuff because we have you in custody. So you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in a court of law. You have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed to you. Do you understand these rights? Okay. Brandon, we've been doing a lot of work on this, man. And from the get-go, you gave us a story. We disproved that. We told you some information about us having videos. Changed your story to fit that. And now we do our job. And we just want to know the truth. We didn't come and get you because we didn't find out new information. We've been doing a lot of work. So I'm not going to go divulge all this because I don't want you to change your story to meet that. So I just want you to be honest with me and tell me what happened the other day.
I made up a bullshit story because I'm tired of my Uncle Alan threatening me. And I know you guys don't do anything if it's just a threat. So I made up a bullshit story to get my Uncle Alan arrested before I even knew he was in prison.
You made that story up just to get him arrested?
Yeah.
Well, why'd you do that?
Because he's threatening me.
How is he threatening you?
Death threats.
Through what?
The money that my dad wants.
Well, how is he contacting you?
Phone. Through his phone number.
Because we didn't find nothing on your phone.
I know, I told you guys I deleted everything.
You deleted it? And Facebook. We got a search warrant here for your Facebook and for Dallin's Facebook.
Okay. Dallin's your uncle, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
You know he's been in jail though, right? He's been in jail. There's no way he could have done it. He's been locked up.
For how long has he been locked up?
January 8th.
Since January 8th.
I didn't know that he got arrested until the night that I was in the hospital.
Yeah, we confirmed.
He's been in jail since January, and that's Hewitt County Jail confirmed it.
Okay.
Look, Brandon, I haven't seen you in a couple of years. You're a nice kid. When I saw you, I was definitely surprised. And I'm not saying what happened is justified, but I think if you just we all make mistakes. I made mistakes. We have officers here, no longer officers, because they made mistakes. And the big thing is lying. You don't want to be known as a liar. I think if you just come truth, shoot, I'll go down today, because you're going to see a judge today, and Georgie, and we'll tell you. Right now you're looking at a misdemeanor, big deal. And then you might get a fine. Who knows what's going to happen. But through our evidence, I think you didn't want to go to work. There's a timeline. You missed work Monday because your wife had a miscarriage. But your wife goes to work on Monday. Tuesday, no call, no show. This has been confirmed. Wednesday, no call, no show. And you said you got at 7:50. I'm just telling you what we have. This is all going to be. This is all. And then you left your house at 3:57 or 13:57 in your work shirt.
1:57. Yeah, 2 o'clock.
I don't want to call you a liar, and I think you made a mistake. I'm not judging you at all. I have kids, and but it's probably just time to man up and just be honest with. Just say, hey, this is what happened. I'm sorry. I apologize, and then you learn from this mistake. I mean, it's not like this, a misdemeanor is not gonna carry the rest of your life, it's not gonna hold you from a job. But the main reason we got involved is because the tie up, and then your story kept changing.
I know.
I mean, I understand, I do,
Yeah.
I
It's
100%,
through
you
a
guys,
lot.
I know you're going through a lot. And this is just something we have to deal with, but, I mean, your girlfriend seems like a real nice girl. I mean, I think she, I think if I was her father, I have kids her age, I'd wanna, if she stayed with you as a father, I'd say, just be honest, just man up. I mean, I know you might have some, but is it down really the issue?
A little bit, not the full issue, but a little bit.
I mean, why didn't you want to go? Why haven't you been going to work? Why weren't you not going to work the week?
Well, for one, he was threatening me. He threatened me Monday. That was it. Then Monday, Shy had a miscarriage, so that's just been messing with my head.
Yeah, I agree. I know it's not. It can't be.
And then what happened on Tuesday?
Tuesday, I just didn't want to get up.
And then what'd you do on Wednesday then?
Slept.
You just didn't want to get up, feeling bummed out. How'd you get down over by the water tower?
I walked.
And then what'd you do when you got there?
Me and my friend Christian sat there and talked for a little while.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, we just sat there and talked.
And then what happened after that?
I told him to tie my hands behind my back and put the bandana in my mouth and to go home.
Was it your belt?
Yes, it was. It was the one I was wearing.
What'd you guys talk about?
What did
What'd you guys talk about?
Well, I was telling him about the miscarriage, and he told me everything was gonna be all right. And then we just sat there talking about everyday things. We sat there and hung out for like 2 hours.
Mm-hmm. And he agreed to tie you up?
Yeah. I told him there was a prank.
So, that's why, I mean, so you kind of made it worse when you went on Coolidge chat, because then things got worse. I read some of that got deleted since, but so how it made it worse on you. I'm just being honest, because now people are out there, not so much saying what happened, but they're afraid, hey, this happened in our city.
I mean, you saw how everybody was all freaked out about these fugitives, and then we have these other police chasing
and
them.
we just had a bad shooting. You probably didn't know.
And then we have these shootings and stuff going on.
Yeah, we had a shooting on when was it, last week? It was nothing related to you, of course, but right on 500 block of Harding, like over 20 rounds of shots. And then Sunday, was it Sunday or Monday? Another shooting occurred. Nothing, but so everything and now people talk. You know how this small city is, and so now they're just thinking, these people are running. That's why we're here today. But I appreciate you being honest with us. But you're gonna be charged with false info, which we can work with.
I mean, did you?
I'm sorry. Have you told your girlfriend the truth?
No, not really.
I'd recommend as soon as you get home time, you tell her that I would apologize. The only thing is that just based off some of the, I feel bad for your girlfriend, because here she is working, thinking everything, she's trying to make ends meet, and we need to try to help. You gotta be careful by what you said when you accused Bob Dallin, is because now when he finds out about this, I'm sure he will, if he hasn't, it's what do you think it's gonna make him feel? It's gonna make it worse on you. He's probably gonna want to come after you. I'm sorry.
I mean, why didn't you ever want to report his threats or anything?
It's the last time I've reported threats and nothing happened about it.
When did you do that?
2 years ago.
In New Mexico, or?
Yeah.
You told me that you guys have had a history. Your mom even confirmed that there's a history between him. You didn't sound like the homeless guy on the up and up, right?
No, me and my Uncle Dallon's always had an up and down relationship. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. When he's doing drugs, we don't get along.
But another thing you made a mistake. I'm just letting you know because so it's something again. Is you implicated that guy over in Florence. That guy's a hardened criminal too.
What's the story with that guy over in Florence? Why'd you throw his name in the mix?
Dave?
We went out there.
Tom is his name, I guess. That guy lives in that
The
double.
guy who told me at the double Y.
Oh, that was completely fake.
No,
Well, that guy is a drug addict, like you told me.
That's what I'm saying.
Why'd you drop his name in the mix?
Oh, I have no clue.
That's what I'm saying.
Pointed out a random house and said his name's Dave.
Well, you got it pretty much right, except then that guy's definitely. We went to his house and he denied, but he's a hardened criminal, been in and out of DLC a long time. So we didn't tell him your name, but I'm just saying you got hit. So I mean, that's see where I'm going is now it causes you more trouble in the future. He's probably gonna let it go, I'm sure, because he doesn't know who you are. I doubt he reads our reports, but I'm just like, no, the house you said is a known heroin house.
Okay.
I mean, you didn't just make that up on the.
Have you been to that double wide before?
No, I've never been to that house. I just pointed out the house.
I mean, I got your hospital records and everything, blood toxicology and everything, right?
So what are you gonna do to get past this now? What are you gonna?
Well,
I mean, now I got to confirm this. I mean, is Christian going to confirm? Yeah, is he going to be straight with me? I mean, is that part true?
Yeah.
He tied you up?
Christian, you know who it is?
Who? I don't know who's.
he's a big fat guy. His name's Christian Johnson. Hedge Duke. I don't know if his last name's Hedge Duke or Johnson.
How do you know him?
I've grown up with him.
How old is he? You say you are?
17, 18. I think he just turned 18.
Where does he live at?
Right behind the DMV.
And you just called him up? Or how'd you get a hold of him to meet you there?
Oh, I walked over to his house.
Oh, then you, okay. So you,
You told him you were pranking? I'm like, how's that a prank to tie somebody up and leave him there?
I don't know if he believed me. He's kind of slow. I just told him I'm pulling a prank on some people. And he said, okay.
did you not want to go to work too? Then you were trying to get out of work too? Keep your.
Yeah.
It seemed like you had a good job there. I mean, I think if you could just explain, I'm sure you lost that job. I don't think they're gonna rehire you, but I think if you would have been honest with the miscarriage and then, hey, it's messed with my head. I mean, it's a learning experience. I'm not saying I'm not perfect. Shoot, I could tell you there's so many stories and nobody's perfect. And most important thing I hope we gain out of this is this don't happen again, because you don't want to get no felony conviction. Your dad's a felon.
Yeah, my dad's a felon, my uncle's a felon.
You don't want to be a convicted felon. This ain't gonna go felony, but I don't know what's gonna happen. For sure, you're gonna get false info. It's just because you gotta see, we had Gideon just happened to be, so you got 6 people on their squad that found you. Then me and him get called out. That's overtime. Then you had our other squad tied up. Then the fire department came out, and then AMR transported you. You just feel like you're lucky. They could charge. They're probably not. I don't think they would, but they could charge you for all that. But I'm sure you've been having it lose sleep because of this, haven't you? I'm sure this has been messing with you.
I had just fallen asleep when you guys got
I mean, do you feel better that you got it off your chest, that you told us the truth?
I do. I still feel like all the shit in my head.
I know. But that's gonna happen. You're gonna have to. But listen. Can you get back on your medications, or they just don't like you?
I'm thinking about getting back on my medication. So I need to go talk to my doctor about it.
I mean, how much? The house you live at now, how much do you pay? You pay rent there?
Yeah, $550 a month.
It's not bad. So.
It's a smoking deal. Yeah, the rest of these places in town are $1,100, $1,200, $1,300 just for the smallest place you can find, right?
Yeah, the 1-bedroom apartment's like $850 a month, I think.
Dang.
I'll be right back. But let me see. Stay here. Let's see.
Sorry, for a second.